soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force. You are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you.
Mission objective for today is to capture the village of Amfreville, just west of Saint-Mère Eglise. Expected enemy resistance should be about 1 company of German grenadiers, possibly supported by some light armor. The exact dispositions of the enemy is unknown at this time. Available for this assault is off-map mortar support and close air support. Our assault force will be organized as follows. First platoon led by Lieutenant Steele. He will have 1 automatic rifle squad led by Sergeant Red, a rifle squad led by Sergeant Flank, and a bazooka team and machine gun team. Second platoon is almost identical in organization to first. Lieutenant Gorgazov will lead it. He will be supported by Sergeant Glitch, who will lead the automatic rifle team, and Sergeant Bread, who will lead the rifle team. In support, we will have a support platoon led by First Sergeant Wedge. He will have a 60mm mortar and a 57mm AT gun. He will also have a machine gun team as well. Attached to them will also be an engineer squad led by Sergeant Pole, but for the assault, Sergeant Pole and his engineers will be attached to Lieutenant Gorgazov's platoon to augment them. Our forces will deploy south of the main objective zone as follows. First platoon led by Lieutenant Steele will head west across the main road and capture the first victory point, which is a small outlying village just south of the main village. Lieutenant Gorgazov and 2nd Platoon will head direct north to the hedgerow line and set up position there, attempting to try get overwatch on the outskirts of the main village. First Sergeant Wedge and the support platoon will stay in between 1st and 2nd platoons, and they will provide support to whichever platoon needs it as the assault progresses. The second phase of the assault will see 1st platoon rush up on the west side, trying to infiltrate the village on the west side. First, they will have to secure the main road that leads into the village from the west. Lieutenant Gorgazov and the 2nd platoon will just kind of stay put in the hedgerows, just trying to maintain overwatch. We have to make sure that 1st platoon gets into position first before we make the final assault. There is a objective zone in between the small village to the south and the main village, where there's a 2-story chateau. It will be 2nd platoon and the support platoon's objective to capture that before the main assault happens. Finally, once all platoons are in position from the second phase, will the main assault into the main village center begin. The battle begins, and almost immediately, 2nd Platoon spots a German light tank further down the road. The Germans are slow to respond, which allows the AT gun to maneuver past the hedgerows to get line of sight. Sergeant Casper lines up the AT gun and knocks out the tank with the first shot. With the Germans now made aware of the American presence, 2nd Platoon rushes north to secure the hedgerows close to the objective, whilst 1st Platoon continues to secure the outlying village. German mortar fire attempts to pin down 1st Platoon, but their fire is inaccurate and inflicts no casualties. Once 2nd Platoon reaches the hedgerows, they are met with heavy automatic weapons fire from the chateau. 2nd Platoon gets pinned down and is unable to move forward. Seeing 2nd Platoon in trouble, 1st Platoon tries to move forward to get fields of fire on the chateau from the west side, whilst the support platoon lays down suppressive fire on the chateau. With Lieutenant Gorgazov pinned down on the eastern flank, 1st Sergeant Wedge moves further forward to help coordinate the assault on the chateau. Upon reaching the western approach to the chateau, 1st Platoon encounters a squad of German grenadiers in the field just in front of them, resulting in a close firefight. Meanwhile, with the suppressive fire provided by the support platoon, Sergeant Bread and Sergeant Pole with their riflemen and engineers manage to close the distance with the chateau to assault it with grenades. They wipe out the German defenders and secure the building. After mopping up the Germans in the field, 1st Platoon continues their western flanking maneuver. At this time, the Germans then start a counterattack on 2nd Platoon's position from the north, resulting in an intense exchange of gunfire. With the German counterattack underway, 2nd Platoon is unable to progress towards the main objective, leaving 1st Platoon alone to assault the village from the west side. Upon entering the town, 1st Platoon is met with cannon fire, as a hidden pack gun and another light tank reveal their positions in the town center. Sergeant Flank's rifle squad is almost completely wiped out in the first salvo. With the situation deteriorating rapidly, Lieutenant Steele calls in for a mortar barrage on the town center and directs close air support to the eastern side of the village to help relieve some pressure off 2nd Platoon. With the supporting fire underway, Lieutenant Steele rallies his men and leads his bazooka team through the western side of the village into the closest building with field of view on the enemy light tank. Despite the heavy weapons fire, Steele and the bazooka team managed to get a shot off and destroy the last enemy tank. The Germans surrendered the town shortly after. The outcome of the battle results in a major Allied victory, with the 82nd Airborne capturing the village of Amfreville. This allows for Allied armor to move off from the beachheads through St. Mary Eglise into the western approaches of the Cherbourg Peninsula.